Hello everyone and welcome to this special conversation. We are being joined by Arun Singh, who is presently serving as the chairman of the Indian Premier League, that is the IPL. And shortly after India's triumph in the Champions Trophy yesterday, legendary Sunil Gavaskar labelled Rohit Sharma and company as the best white ball team on the planet. Arun Singh, would you agree?
Our team has done phenomenally well under Rohit's leadership. Back-to-back getting into three finals, that too against three different teams. First it was Australia, then South Africa, and now New Zealand. And the way the boys have played throughout all these three tournaments, they just, I think, lost just one game throughout these three tournaments. That speaks for itself, the kind of team that we have got, the kind of bench strength we have got, and all the credit to the boys and Rohit's leadership for giving us this moment of celebration to 1.4 billion people.
Absolutely. Arun, do you think this once-in-a-decade win will give cricket and India's position further impetus on a global stage?
Definitely. As such, India is number one team in all the different formats. Unfortunately, we had lost few games, test games. That is why we couldn't qualify for WTC. But for the first two editions, we qualified for that also. That speaks for itself, whether it is red ball, whether it is white ball. Our team has done phenomenally well. And all the credit goes to these boys, all the leaders who have led from the front, starting from Dhoni, then Rohit, Virat. And I would give the credit, first of all, to the team for the way they played throughout the tournament. To all the coaches, starting from Ravi Bhai, then Rahul, and now Gautam, and all the selectors also for selecting the best bunch of boys to lead India.
And what role do you think the BCCI and the Indian government particularly played in supporting the team India's preparation and also the success?
Definitely, for India, cricket is like religion, and there were 1.5 billion people praying for this victory. It was very unfortunate loss, unfortunately, in Ahmedabad back in 23 World Cup. But the way within 6 months the team bounced back, and the way they got with the T20 World Cup and this tournament, it was phenomenal victory, and all the credit goes to the boys, the way they did it. And BCCI, as such, it's. If we talk of professionalism in sports, BCCI is one body that comes to your mind when we talk about sport in India. And it has done remarkable job under Mr. Binny, Jai Bhai, and now he's leading us in ICC. Definitely, we are world champions now.
Yes, and would you say that India has firmly cemented its position as the global powerhouse and also the driver of the cricket at the world stage?
No, for sure. India has been leading for a long time, but these last three ICC tournaments have been phenomenal for India per se. If you see how we played ODI World Cup, we never lost a game until that unfortunate final when we lost in Ahmedabad. But T20 World Cup, the way team played in Barbados and got us the trophy. And this tournament, back-to-back three tournaments, and the kind of team effort that you have seen, the camaraderie between all the players, it has been phenomenal. That is the best thing about this team. That is why great like Sunil Gavaskar, in case he's telling that this is the best white ball. And it was such a joy to saw him dancing on the field last night while our champions were lifting the trophy. It indeed calls for that kind of celebration for all the 1.4 billion people. Absolutely. Everybody enjoyed the way they performed. And when it comes to rescuing the team, whether during the batting thing or bowling, the way Rachin Ravindra started yesterday, but the moment Kuldeep came and got him down, and a match previous to that, Varun Chakravarti, the way he bowled and took 5 wickets against Australia, that was phenomenal cricketing effort from all these boys. They made sure that they know what they need to do, and at the time they were required to deliver, they delivered.
Some very uncharitable comments were made regarding senior members of the Indian cricket team. Do you think that such people should apologize publicly for what they commented on, which was certainly seen as an extremely shameful commentary?
That was indeed very unfortunate, and that to a day prior to when you were playing semi-final. Very, very unfortunate, but I leave it up to them whether they would want to apologize or not. But great players, they give it back with their, bats and bowls. So that is why the kind of innings that Rohit played yesterday, I think that was good enough to shut up everyone.
And, perhaps his answer was becoming the player of the match in the final.
Yes, and the way he played. If Rohit stays there for 10, 15 overs, then it's a done deal. And the way he performed, he led from the front, the way he attacked the bowlers, it was given that India is going to be champion. And that too coming in the final was a great knock from our skipper.
Do you think it's unfair for a country when such seniors are targeted the manner in which they were?
Indeed, it definitely affects your morale, and that too when you are playing semi-final a day prior to that such kind of comment coming. But I leave it. You can't, tell people what to speak, what not to speak. It is up to them. So I leave it to them and their wisdom.
And how would you think this victory will impact the popularity and growth of cricket in India? I mean, cricket as it is at its zenith in India. It's an extremely popular, as you said rightly, it's religion in India. There were less traffic every day. India was playing on the streets of just about every metro. So that you can imagine what kind of relief it gives to everyone. But overall, I mean, the popularity of cricket in India is only growing, particularly in the format of which you are a chairman. You have come up with individuals or cricketers from back of beyond of India. I mean, there is a talent hunt or a talent pool which is available before you.
See, it all started way back in 83, we all know. When we lifted that World Cup at Lord's. And that inspired and motivated so many youngsters to hit the ground and play for this country. With these 3 championships back-to-back getting into final and lifting 2 trophy, it is indeed going to do a wonder to all the budding cricketers. It will motivate millions of youngsters to go hit the ground and, dream to play for India. And if I talk of IPL coming, it's a very special edition, 18th edition of IPL, so to say, this year. So definitely when all these champions who are going to be part of different teams going forward in the coming tournament, it is going to be a cracker of a tournament. I can assure you about that. And definitely we are going to have a great IPL coming forward. But it paves the way for many, many million and billion youngsters to go and hit the ground and take on a sport, which is very, very important. These are all heroes who will inspire millions of youths to go and, make it a dream to play for India.
And how do you see, as the chairman of the IPL, how do you see IPL's role in particular in popularizing cricket at a global stage? The fact is that such wins do give that much needed motivation and also popularize the sport internationally.
See, definitely IPL has done a transformative role. If you see the kind of matches that we are having, whether it is T20, ODI or test games, you hardly get any test ending in a draw. And thanks to IPL, the kind of bench strength not only India is having, but all the member boards across the globe, because the kind of motivation that this tournament is giving to cricketers across the globe is phenomenal. This is one tournament which they don't want to miss out for sure. That is the best thing about this tournament and the kind of competitive games that we see. That is what we've seen, the kind of growth that we have seen over the last 17 editions, and it becoming, second most valuable league in the world. Thanks to all the competitive cricket that we have seen. And I remember the entire country cheered when Sachin Tendulkar hit his first 200 double century.
Right.
And post that, you have had Rohit hitting 3 of them, and you have lost the count post that. Thanks to IPL and tournaments like that, they don't fear any of the best bowlers coming in from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. The youngsters at the age of 18, they are going and hitting them in the first over. That's remarkable. 250, 300 used to be a very big total at one point in time. Now you are chasing 400 runs thanks to T20 and IPL.
And do you think that Indian cricket's administration has also brought in a kind of professionalism, that is needed to catapult the sports to the next level?
See, you can't go and get on to 3 consecutive finals of a ICC tournament with a fluke. It's the process, it's the system that matters for any professional organization, and BCCI has been doing that for years altogether, which has led to what we are getting to see now. BCCI has always been the most professional body in the world of sport, and all the stalwarts who have led BCCI so far, they are required to be thanked for this effort.
Or do you think the administrators can do better?
Definitely. We've seen the result because administrators know how to administer, and they know whom to put at the job. Whether it is coaches, whether it is selectors, all of them, have their contribution to get this kind of result. And it is the administrator's job to make sure that he identifies the best person to do whatever job is required to be given to that guy.
And Mr. Singh, in this season of Champions Trophy, who, according to you, was the surprise factor? The X factor?
I think Shreyas did a phenomenal job throughout the tournament. He did phenomenal batting. He made sure that he contributes to our batting front whenever it was required. Varun Chakravarti, for the games that he played, he was a wonder boy. Kuldeep did phenomenal job as a bowler. But I would give it to Rohit's captaincy for the way he led the team. We were playing as a unit. That was most important for any team sport. And the way Rohit led from the front with regard to fielding options, with regard to bowling options, with regard to batting options. Who would have imagined Akshar going at number 5? But he was the one who would send Akshar at that point in time. He would know when to use Varun, when to use Kuldeep. So I would give it to Rohit's leadership for the way he used all the boys at the right moment, and that is what led to this great victory.
Do you think the challenge would also remain to keep getting titans like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma from among the youngsters? Because the IPL certainly will have to rise to that occasion of motivating the youngsters to become the next Rohit Sharma, to become the next Virat Kohli?
No, for sure, because that is why the kind of exposure that they are getting when they get to play with them. Could you imagine Yashasvi Jaiswal, the kind of batting he did in Australia, he would miss out on such tournament, or Rinku Singh for that matter, or all these guys who have already performed but they are not able to find the place. The only thing is they have got exceptional talent. It is the mind game that they need to work on. So that is what they need to learn from Rohit and Kohli to take it to that level for next 10-15 years. These guys have been playing this phenomenal cricket for last 10-15 years. It is not about the skill that they have as cricketers, but the kind of mind that they carry.
It's about the mind and also consistency, would you say?
Yes, definitely. That is what will bring that kind of consistency to you. If you have a stable mind, you will definitely become consistent, and you will be able to deliver for a team for a long time. We have had many examples wherein we had stars overnight who played exceptional 1 or 2 seasons, but after that they got lost. That is why Virat and Kohli are different, because they know how to keep contributing and playing for the country and deliver for the country.
Are there any new initiatives or changes that fans can expect in the upcoming IPL season, the 18th season?
No, I think given that after the mega auction, we have a different team mix now with new leaders, and all these champions are going to be part of different teams now. So I'm looking forward for a great IPL, because they have that zeal in them to lift that trophy. They have already lifted this Champions Trophy and T20 World Cup, and all of them would aspire to lift IPL trophy this season. So it is going to be a great tournament going forward.
Just a couple of more questions, Arun. Do you think the time has come for globally the cricket to get that kind of recognition that it deserves? Among the games, there's rugby, there's football. It's almost seen as world over, the passion, the energy that they bring. Has cricket reached that peak?
See, that was the idea of getting cricket into Olympics, and I think that would pave the way for that outcome that we are aspiring for. Cricket becoming part of 28 Olympics. So who would have imagined cricket, that too, US being the host for that Olympics? Cricket needs a very different kind of infrastructure vis-a-vis any other sport, so to say, because you need to have natural grass, natural wickets. They need to be, protected and prepared well for a good game. And wherever cricket has prospered, it is primarily Indian, South Indian, Indian diaspora, which has led to whether the diaspora from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, so to say, wherever they have settled, they have brought this sport. But now cricket becoming part of Olympics, that would, be a big factor for cricket to prosper or across the globe. And you don't have any game more interesting than cricket, and that to T20 cricket, wherein every ball is an event. Either it would go for a boundary or you would lose a wicket. So that is the best thing about, you will have to wait for minutes and minutes or maybe at hours at time to get one goal hit in a soccer game. That is not the case with cricket now, especially with T20 cricket. Every ball is an event, and most of the games, they go to the last over, last ball, and at times, this one, new over, what you call. So that is the best thing about T20 cricket, and it will definitely, given the interest that we've seen in Commonwealth Games also for cricket, women cricket, and IPL and WPL.
Yes.
They will pave the way for that. And WPL, the kind of response that we've seen in the the stadiums, whether it is Vadodara, whether it is Lucknow, whether it is Bangalore or Mumbai, it is catching up, and that has increased the fan base for cricket. The kind of women players that we are getting now, and stars out of them. It will all add up to that, and going forward, I'm sure that WPL, now it is ranked as the second or third biggest sporting league for women, and we are aspiring to make it number one, like we made IPL.
Okay, do you think that such games also keep the popularity of 50-50 format alive at the international level?
Yeah, that is a challenge, but the kind of matches that we have seen and the kind of scores that are getting hit, definitely it is happening with this technology shift that we are seeing, that people are hooked on to reels, and they have a time of just 25 seconds to entertain themselves. So T20 cricket has taken up, but it has made ODI cricket also very, very interesting, because ODI is altogether a different format. You would want Virat as the king of chase to build the game over 20-30 overs with somebody like Shreyas or Akshar or say Shubman Gill, and get you that victory. That victory would have its own ramification. That the same is the case with the Test cricket also. The kind of interest that we saw in Test cricket during this India-Australia Test series, it has never been like that. Australia, MCG recorded the maximum strength after, I think, Don Bradman's time. So it is helping not only ODI cricket, but as Test cricket also. And every this format has its own, spectators, and every genre has its own people who would want to go and watch a ODI game, go and watch a Test game, and go and watch a T20 game.
Okay, last question. What message would you like to convey to the Indian cricket fans and the team ahead of the upcoming IPL season?
I would want to tell them big congratulations to each one of them. They played as a great unit. They must party hard and get ready for the IPL. It is they have brought billion people smiles, and I'm sure that they would get ready for IPL. But before that, I would want them to celebrate with all their loved ones and live this moment, because not very often that you get such special moments, and this is what they aspire for. That is why they would have been working for 10-15 years to make it win and get this trophy for their country. So I would want them to celebrate and party hard.
All right, Arun Singh, thank you so much for your time here on NDTV. And I've been chasing you for this interview, so thank you for agreeing for this interview as well.
Thank you so much.